Hello, everybody. Captain Marty here. Monday, June the 30th. We've almost knocked this month in the head, and we've got lots of things to talk about in our fish report today. I'll be back to do that in just a moment.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
So I'm back away from Hatteras. Enjoyed my week down there, and I will bring you the final standings for the Hatteras Marlin Club tournament, the Billfish Release tournament, towards the end of our segments today. But Hatteras, everything in this report today is settled in fishing. The weather's settled down. It's been pretty decent. The guys are going out every day, and they're just picking away, whether you're in the Gulf Stream or along the beach or back in the Sound. I would call the whole report a pick, is what I would call it. The haves and the have-nots. The Hatteras fleet fishing offshore had another good day on Baylor dolphin. What that means is the smaller size dolphin fish, or mahi as they're sometimes known. Mostly the 3 to 5 pounders. Really delectable eating, fun to catch. Real crowd pleasers because you can catch a lot of them in a hurry. And there were some limits, which is getting up there, depending on the number of people on the boat, getting up to around 50 or 60. There were a few of the larger mahi or gaffer size dolphin, which require a gaff to bring them in over the side, but not many. Maybe 1 or 2 to the boat. Scattered blackfin tuna, and they are small, and they're not as plentiful as they were. They're really averaging 15 pounds, probably would take them in, I'm thinking. Maybe even a little less than that. And just a very scattered wahoo. Inshore, they continue to scrap for whatever they can get. There's some amberjack being caught, some big bluefish and Spanish mackerel closer to the beach. There's even still a cobia or two for those that are putting in the time, and a lot of wreck fishing going on for sea bass, tilefish, amberjacks, beeliner snappers, things like that. The Oregon Inlet fleet had a good day on the dolphin. That's primarily what they caught. It seemed like the yellowfin tuna fishing has gotten a little scrappy, but you get a blended catch with a limited dolphin and 4 or 5 tuna. That's a good day of fishing. Both fleets, by the way, are catching a scattered billfish, more sailfish than anything, but then second would be the blue marlin, and every once in a while, occasionally a white marlin. The Oregon Inlet fleet inshore, same thing as the Hatteras fleet inshore, Spanish mackerel and bluefish near the beach and around the inlet. Some of those bluefish, though, I've been seeing are the old-fashioned big bluefish, or bigger. I'd say 8 to 12 pounds average on some of those catches. And then we drop into, while we're still in the ocean, the pier and surf report. Really difficult to tell much about numbers by looking at reports, and everybody's reporting the same species without much in the way of numbers. But we do know that the piers and the surf are catching bluefish, sea mullet, spots, croakers, and Spanish mackerel. Both of them on the piers or in the surf. The only thing we can add to that is that the morning bite on the bluefish is really much better, especially on the northern beaches. And we could also say on the southern, down on Hatteras Island, and there's a pretty good shark bite going on at night. I'm not seeing much in the way of bigger drum, but every once in a while somebody will catch a puppy drum. So that's really about all there is to say about ocean fishing. We'll take a little break, and I'll be right back to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the Sound.
Hey y'all, Captain Marty here, and when I was looking for a top quality mower, I went to the best, and the best is A&W Sales in Pinetown. Now at A&W Sales, they carry top quality brands like the Bad Boy zero-turn mowers, of which I own one now for 15 years. American-made, heavy-duty machines built to handle anything from backyard touch-ups to commercial jobs. They've proudly sold and serviced Bad Boy mowers for over 15 years. How about if you're in need of a trailer? A&W Sales carries the full line of Big Tex trailers, the best-selling best-selling trailer brand in the entire nation. Visit them in-store or online at awsalesnc.com, where tough equipment meets trusted service.
Back in the sound, the drum bite is getting bigger. I don't know how much more plentiful they are, but I'm seeing yearlings, and now I'm seeing some full-size big drum, and the bite is becoming more of a late evening or even early nighttime bite. And that's also true for the waders over on the backside of Hatteras Island, the sound fishermen. There's a little group of people down there that's doing that at night, and that's pretty cool. That's something we don't do a lot of around here, but where I grew up in Florida many years ago, night fishing was my favorite fishing. To get underneath a light somewhere and catch a speckled trout or a weak fish, as we called them, or a bluefish, it was really fun. But we do have some folks that are putting in some time night fishing now and doing pretty good at that. Now, I'm talking about something a little different than that big drum fishing. That's a pretty common technique, especially over in Hyde County, off of Englehart and Swan Quarter, and folks, even over in Dare County too. The folks get out there at night this time of year fishing cut bait, and they're catching the big drum. And that will continue to get better and better over the next few weeks. In addition to that, there's some bluefish back there. There's a good speckled trout bite. That season getting ready to open up in a couple of days, so we'll tell you more about that as it does. And as for the 66th annual Hatteras Marlin Club Billfish Release Tournament, a complete release tournament, all done by flags in the rigger, and no fish, no marlins put on the dock. The Cheryl Ann, they just had it all together. They caught a blue marlin, 2 white marlin, and 8 sailfish over their 3 days of fishing to just put the hammer down and win convincingly in that tournament. The bill of fare, on the strength of a late blue marlin, moved up into second place with 2 blue marlin, 1 white marlin, and 1 sailfish. And then the third place boat was the BB with 1 blue marlin and 4 sailfish. So that's the 3 boats: Cheryl Ann, bill of fare, BB. And you can find all the standings, see where your favorite boat ended up by going to HMCBillfish.com. HMCBillfish.com. That's Hatteras Marlin Club is what the HMC stands for. So go in there and look. You can get all the statistics, including the meat fish and everything else. Had a great time down there. Thanks to everybody that was so nice to me. They spoiled me rotten down in Hatteras, and I loved being down there. So that is it for as we're starting to wind up June. That's it for my fishing report. But like I say, there's a lot of places you can fish, and the weather's very nice, a little hot, but very fishable wherever you want to go. So go wet a line. You're not going to catch them in the motel room, and may the good Lord bless you today.